everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So today I wanted to discuss a little bit more on the subject of Creepshow Art. And I didn't bring glasses in here, but I wrote big, so hopefully I can read what I wrote because I have a lot of notes. Because you know how I always say, well, I need notes. So I wanted to talk about, now I don't intend to try to diagnose Shannon. I'm not a professional, I can't do that, but I've been around a lot of MI facilities and spoken to a lot of professionals on various topics regarding it. So is this dress completely see-through? I think it is. Okay, well you can't see the goods, so it's fine. But so I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I'm not, like I said, I'm not diagnosing her with a specific disorder or issue. But I think we all can be confident in saying there's definitely something going on with her psyche. You know, we look at this dumpster fire and we kind of laugh, but I think most people are taking it pretty seriously. It is a serious issue. And her video that she made, that she released on New Year's Eve, did nothing to support her. And I don't think at that point she was intending to try and win anybody back or win any followers or subscribers back or anything. I think at that point she was just, fire diving and was like, I'm gonna drag whoever down with me if I can. I don't care anymore. And honestly, she's got no one left but like those closest to her. And my personal opinion is she behaves like a woman being controlled by an overbearing man. You know what I mean? And she said in the past that MI is what I'm going to call, the MI is not an excuse for bad behavior. She even made videos about the topic. Does anyone remember the video she made about, what's his name, Thomas Halpert? She is addressing him from, saying from one MI person to another, MI is not an excuse to, for bad behavior, basically. And I got the impression, or the impression I got is she acts like she's above MI people while stating she's MI. But, she still gives the air of, at least in my opinion, that she's special in some way. That she's, oh, I wouldn't do that. She just is always about, I would never do that. I'm such a good person. I'm such a great person. Look at me. Look at the things I'm saying. I must be a wonderful person. You know what I mean? And she exclaims that it's no excuse, and she uses herself as the victim of her own MI. And at this time now, we know that she was harassing Emily. So that video, and a lot of her videos where she's praising herself, really is fiction, She talks about causing pain and being in control of her actions and berating Thomas Halpert for not owning his actions, when the whole time she should have and could have owned her own actions. She could have at that point said, I've done this. She didn't have to name the person or anything, but she could have said, and now I see that that was wrong. And one of the things I'm trying to do with my channel is to show other people, these behaviors are not acceptable. And I know because I've done these things to somebody and it did not complete me. You know what I'm saying? But that wouldn't be her because she's too arrogant for that. And she was so busy calling out other people for their bad behavior. And I believe at least some of her thought process was, see, I disapprove of people that don't know how to act, that do these bad things to other people. My subscribers would never believe I could do anything harmful to someone. My friends would never believe that, I would post horrible things about them on lolcow. You know what I'm saying? Because I know she didn't address lolcow at all. You know, she wanted to address the things that were actual crimes that she could go to jail for. That's what she wanted to address. But I'm sorry, that lolcow stuff was important. That was just another read into the type of person she really is. You know, the type of trash person she really is. Because the stuff about Emily probably wouldn't have come out. It may have come out by now, but at that time it wouldn't have come out had she not been doing what she was doing on lolcow. And let's address stalking and what it actually is. Because I think a lot of people picture a shadowy figure peeking behind a tree. Stalking is defined as, the legal definition is the act or crime of willfully and repeatedly following or harassing another person in circumstances that would cause a reasonable person to fear injury or death, especially because of expressed or implied threats. And this would include physically as well as virtually, like on the internet. And a more broad definition is a crime of engaging in a course of conduct directed at a person that serves no legitimate purpose and seriously alarms, annoys, or intimidates that person. Doesn't that sound exactly a lot like what Shannon and her husband did? You know, that's the legal definition of it, you know? And true stalkers often have multiple victims, sometimes at the same time, but usually bumped up against each other in a timeline. So say, oh, well, Emily knows it's us now. We need to stop because she's come forward. And, you know, now the whole world knows it's us. So let's find another victim, because they need to exert that energy somewhere. And if she's this jealous and this insecure and this obsessed with Emily, then it should be easy to find someone else she could have the same insecurities and obsession with and jealousy towards. I'm not saying she should get someone else to stalk, but it's a pattern. Like anybody that has victims, most of the time they're going to continue that behavior, maybe with someone else. It's like the P word. There's no cure for it. People think people can take classes and go to therapy and stuff, but there's no cure for P words. There's none. And true stalkers often have multiple victims who may have no relation at all, or once discovered, called out, or even legally handled, will move on to another victim, which makes me wonder with the degree in which they stalked Emily. And they probably aren't going after her anymore, but they may still be. They may still be like thinking that they're more, okay, well, we learned from our mistakes. Now we're more clever. Because they're just the type to think, well, we're way more clever now. You know, they think that they've one-upped everyone or double-upped everyone, and they haven't. So I really wonder if there's someone else. And she could be of the warped mindset that she'll continue what she's done to Emily, just be what she thinks is, like I said, more clever about it, which, of course, would definitely not work for her, because it's just, what could she do at this point, you know? And she has an obsession, but what was her end game with Emily? I'm really wondering, what was her desired outcome for what she was doing to Emily? I really want to know, because a lot of people who stalk or obsess over someone, they're trying to get something from that person. What was she trying to get from Emily? Nothing. There was nothing. There was no end to it, because there was no resolution that could be made. And that's what makes it scary. Had Emily not discovered it and, you know, stopped it, they'd be continuing this, you know. And in her I was stalked for 8+ years story time, she tried to spin a story that was designed to make herself the victim, which we all know about that video, but she was really confessing without confessing. It was sort of like, I can't go into detail. I'll make another video about what I'm trying to talk about right now, but I'm not going to go into detail about it, but someone who did something really bad, one of the worst things you can do to a person, told a loved one that he did this thing, but then made an excuse as to why it happened, and that person bought it. What that individual was doing was asking, hey, is it okay if I do this to this person that you love? You know, it's kind of the same thing. Like, it's confessing without confessing. You know, it's asking permission. It's saying, she's telling her audience, hey, I'm saying it was this person, but you know it was me doing this to somebody else. But this is me telling you, so I told you, so you have to forgive me. You know? And again, warped, I know. And she opens the video stating, don't feel bad for me, because she knows she was just flipping the script. And she was jealous of Emily, and maybe because Andrew was obsessed with Emily. And why isn't Andrew getting any of the backlash? Well, I've thought about this, and I think he is getting backlash, but he's a coward. Okay, we know he's a spineless, mushy little worm, and he's putting his wife out there. Well, not anymore. She's not on the internet anymore. I mean, she may be on anonymous accounts and everything. I mean, I think we're all pretty sure she's doing that, but at face value, she's not there anymore. But he could have been the one pulling the strings the whole time. But yeah, he's a coward. And some people have suggested that maybe he's mentally abusive-ing Shannon and making her behave the way she has. But to me, that's not really an excuse. I mean, I know it's hard to be in a relationship like that where someone's really controlling, forcing you to do things, but like she said before, you're responsible for your own actions. She said that herself, you know. And her whole channel was about calling other people out, and story times concerning her bully, her stalker, discussing all the baddies on the internet. But when it came to the worst of them, that being Shannon herself, she is all of a sudden feeling scandalized that she would be thought of as such a terrible person, that she wants to act offended in the video she posted, you know, her last video. She wants to act like she's offended. She's been done wrong by people not believing her. And she owes many apologies, especially to Emily, but also her subscribers, her supporters, people that gave her money, people that gave her their social currency. But instead, she took a huge crap on all of them. She crapped on all the people that were saying to her, hey, I don't care about this, I still love your content. She crapped on all of them. Everybody. She did. And anyone who's still like a fan of hers or whatever, I really have to ask why, because she has drug us into some dark times. And she acts like she thinks she's punishing us by saying, I am done. This video is over. I am not coming back to YouTube. Well, Shannon, please don't. Please do stay away. YouTube doesn't want you. We don't need you. I'm just pleased almost everyone who knew about your existence are onto you and finally see what a fraud you are. Touch grass. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't want this conversation to end because I don't want anyone to forget about her and the things she's done. She may, in her mind, think, I'll let a few years go by, I'll come back, nobody will care. I think that this is an issue people are going to care about for a very long time. She might do the, like without a crystal ball, she gets a lot of haters, and then her channel gets revised because people who never heard of her before are watching her now, and then they catch on and they kind of drift away, and then other people come, you know, and maybe Shannon thinks it'll be the same thing, just to refresh, you know, just keep hitting that refresh button, you know, and I just don't think that's going to work for her because this is bad. This is bad. And I still don't believe that what Without a Crystal Ball did to her was really doxing. If you don't know about that, Google it, not Google it, YouTube it. There's a lot of other creators that talked about that. Not a topic I'm interested in, but I don't think it was an actual dox. If it was a dox, it was a soft dox, not a hard dox. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it as well, and you're entitled to yours. But we're going to go. Look. Tina, quit growling. Here's Tina. She's disgusted right now. Right, Tina? You're disgusted. She's such a baby, though. She rests her little head on my shoulder like a sweetheart. I love you, Tina. I love you, Tina. I want another doggy, though. Do you want another brother or sister? No, she doesn't, because there's no room on the bed at night. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.